The aroma of homemade lasagna filled the cozy dining room in our family's old colonial house on the outskirts of Hartford, Connecticut. It was the usual Sunday ritual, plates clinking, laughter echoing off the wallpapered walls that hadn't changed since I was a kid. I, Elena Vargas, 28 and single, had just slid into my spot at the end of the table, the rickety wooden chair they always pulled out for me like an afterthought. My sister, Isabella, 32, was in her element, flaunting a glossy discount booklet she'd picked up from some mall promo. "For the queen of bargains," she teased, sliding it my way with a wink. The room burst into chuckles, Mom's soft giggle, Dad's deep rumble, Aunt Maria's sly grin. Even little Sophia, Isabella's 8-year-old daughter, clapping her hands in delight. My cousin, Alex Vargas, 20, just smirked and kept scrolling on his phone. Probably live tweeting the moment. I took the booklet, feeling the slick paper under my fingers, and set it down without a word. That's when my phone buzzed. It was Marco Ruiz, my operations manager, his face beaming under the fluorescent lights of our flagship kitchen. "Ms. Vargas, the new $280,000 industrial mixer from Italy just cleared customs on your direct orders." He gave a thumbs up, calling me boss like it was the most natural thing. The screen froze on that image. And suddenly, the forks stopped midair. Isabella's smile faded into a tight line. Sophia whispered, wide-eyed, "Aunt Lena owns a restaurant?" The silence hit like a cold draft through an open window, stretching thin and uncomfortable. No one moved. Isabella cleared her throat, but it came out choked, her hand gripping her water glass so hard her knuckles turned white. Sophia swung her legs under the table, her eyes bouncing between us like a ping-pong ball. Alex leaned back, phone still in hand, his smirk growing into something almost predatory, like he'd just found gold for his social media feed. I flipped open the booklet, pages crammed with buy one get one deals, free appetizers, even a voucher for a rival diner downtown. My diner chain. Actually, the bitterness rose in my throat, sharp and unswallowed. Isabella had built her whole life as a lifestyle blogger, preaching about sisterly bonds and family hustle on her Instagram with 800,000 followers. Meanwhile, I'd been cropped out of every post, every vacation pic, every milestone. 7 years ago, she'd called me in tears, begging for $20,000 to kickstart her empire: camera gear, editing software, the works. 6 months tops. "Lena, I swear," she'd sobbed over the line, "I wired it from my scrimped-together savings, earned from endless shifts at a dead-end customer service job." She never paid back a dime. Instead, she dropped a viral video about bootstrapping from zero, tagging me as her silent cheerleader. Mom shifted in her embroidered seat cushion, the one she'd stitched herself during one of her craft phases. "Elena, sweetie, it's just harmless fun. Don't take it to heart." Her voice had that familiar mix, concern laced with a brush-off, like I was overreacting again. Dad kept chewing, slower now, his eyes glued to his plate. He never got involved in the messy stuff. That was Mom's domain, the tough talks, the decisions that slowly pushed me to the edges of the family portrait. Aunt Maria, perched next to Mom, muttered just loud enough, "Some folks can't resist a steal." Sophia tugged at Isabella's sleeve. "Mom, why doesn't Lena own the diner? You said she just freelances from home." Isabella's cheeks flushed crimson. She shot me a look that could curdle milk. "It's complicated. Honey, finish your veggies." But Sophia pressed on, innocent and relentless. "Does that mean free burgers forever?" Alex snorted, his thumbs flying across his screen. "This is gonna blow up online." Aunt Maria elbowed him. Phone away at the table. Kid. Mom let out a forced laugh. Too shrill for the quiet room. I snapped the booklet shut. My mind flashing back to that night 4 years earlier. Same table. Same cooling garlic bread in the basket. Mom and Dad had slid over the updated will like it was no big deal. We're leaving the assets to Isabella, Mom had said. She's got a family. Sophia to consider. You're on your own path. Independent, that was their code for expendable. I'd nodded. Signed. And slipped out before the coffee brewed. No drama. Just the quiet click of the door. Isabella leaned in now. Her voice a hushed hiss. I didn't know about fancy mixers or whatever. But that booklet was a gag gift. Her eyes started to my phone. Still face up. Marco's grin mocking the tension. You could have mentioned something. I held her stare. Like what? That I salvaged the business you let tank? That I covered the debts you walked away from? Dad finally swallowed hard. Elena. I raised a hand. Cutting him off. Not tonight. Sophia slid off her chair and patted over. Her small hand patting my knee. Are you mad at Mommy? Her voice was pure curiosity. No blame. I ruffled her hair gently. Nah. Kiddo. Just worn out. Isabella stood abruptly. Her chair scraping like nails on chalkboard. We need to hash this out privately. Mom nodded eagerly. Family powwow in the living room. Aunt Maria rolled her eyes. Always with the theatrics. But I didn't budge. My lasagna had gone cold. The cheese congealing into a tough layer. I shoved the plate aside. Marco texted again. Needs sign off on the shipment schedule. Grand opening prep at 11 a.m. sharp. I replied quick, green light. Catch you then. No frills. No fuss. Isabella eyed me. So you're just gonna sit there like it's nothing? I rose slowly. Keys jingling in my pocket. I've been sitting on the sidelines for years. Tonight's no exception. Mom's mouth gaped like a fish out of water. Dad rubbed his temples. Looking older than his 62 years. Sophia hugged my leg tight. Don't leave yet. Aunt Lena. Alex filmed on the sly from the corner. I knelt to her eye level. I'll swing by soon. Okay. It felt like a white lie. Softer than the raw truth. Isabella's voice cracked. You're really bailing like this? I grabbed my coat. I showed up. Now I'm out. The screen door creaked as I stepped onto the porch. The crisp November air biting at my skin. Behind me. Voices swelled, Mom pleading. Isabella defending. Aunt Maria scoffing. Dad silent as a stone. I paused on the steps. Then spun back. Hitting speaker as Marco's call connected. His voice boomed through the open door. Steady and no nonsense. Elena. Hate to bug you mid-dinner. But the crew's buzzing about the expansion. How'd you pull off that miracle 5 years back? Footsteps froze inside. Marco plowed on. Oblivious. 5 years ago. The original 3 diners under Dad were drowning $1.2 million in loans. Suppliers bailing. Paychecks bouncing like bad checks. You lawyered up. Scooped the whole chain for 7 figures from your nest egg and a bank loan. Rebranded it to Vargas Eats. Revamped the kitchens. Retrained everyone. And grew it to 8 spots without a peep. Saved 60 jobs right here in Hartford. Mom appeared first. Apron still on. Face ashen. Dad trailed. Napkin balled in his fist. Eyes bulging. Isabella lurked behind. Arms folded like armor. Aunt Maria leaned on the doorframe. Brow arched. Alex held his phone high. Sophia peeked through legs. Marco kept rolling. The flagship pulls $150,000 a week now. With that Italian mixer. We're eyeing $250,000. Your move. Boss. I ended the call. Facing them square. Phone at my chest like a shield. I don't need discounts. I need the respect you skimped on. My tone stayed flat. No peaks or valleys. Mom stammered. We figured you needed a push to fly solo. You're unattached. No ties. Aunt Maria muttered. Still flying solo. Eh? Alex snickered. I shut the door with a gentle click. That push was them shoving me out. The loans unpaid. The will rewritten, it all fueled me. Dad shifted. The old floor groaning. He opened his mouth. But Mom silenced him. Elena. We chose for the long haul. Isabella has a kid. A legacy. Sophia wriggled free. Are you the real boss? Why hide it? Her words sliced the air clean. Isabella knelt fast, cupping Sophia's mouth softly. Hush now, sweetie, Alex whispered. Pure gold. Aunt Maria shushed him. Marco's voice crackled again on speaker. I can email the full breakdown if the fam wants the deets, profits. Retention. The turnaround saga. I muted briefly. Shoot it to my inbox. Review tomorrow. Unmuting. Appreciate the heads up. Chat later. The beep echoed. Mom twisted her hands. This flips everything. We didn't grasp the scale. Dad nodded sluggish. Those debts were a noose. We were toast. Isabella freed Sophia. Rising stiff. You could have looped us in instead of ghosting. Aunt Maria chimed. Always the wallflower. I met their eyes one by one. I did reach out years back for a stake. For belonging. You picked exclusion. The room shrank. Walls closing in with unspoken grudges. Sophia yanked my sleeve. More diner parties now? Isabella yanked her back. Questions over. Mom forced a grin that fell flat. Let's sit. Talk it out like grown-ups. Dad motioned to the table. We can mend this as a unit. Alex kept rolling tape. I lingered by the door. Nothing to mend. The chain's mine. Choice is mine. The decade of cold shoulder? That's on you. My inbox pinged Marco's report, growth graphs. Deals. Bonuses from profits they never sniffed. Isabella's tone dipped. You're slapping us for our blind spots. I shook my head. No slaps. Just done with the charade that ignorance was innocent. Dad scratched his neck. We assumed you were okay in the background. Mom added. You never fought it. Aunt Maria eye-rolled. Still not fighting. Excuses piled up. Limp and unconvincing. Sophia dashed loose. Hugging my waist. Your burgers beat Mommy's posts. Isabella flinched. Alex burst out laughing. I hugged back quick. Then let go. Posts fade. Food sustains. The plain truth hit harder than any jab. Mom fiddled with the napkin holder. Desperate for order. Dad stared at the rug. Isabella hugged herself tighter. Aunt Maria hissed Alex. Marco's file downloaded fully, pages of proof words couldn't match. I pocketed the phone. Its heft more solid than family bonds. Then I pulled it out again, casting the screen to the living room TV with a tap. Blue light washed the walls. A 2018 email bloomed large, Isabella's name bold. Elena's a drain. Cut investments. The words glared in HD. Timestamp etched forever. Mom gasped sharp. Dad squinted at his daughter's sign-off. Aunt Maria covered her mouth. Alex zoomed in. I swiped. Next, the will PDF. My exclusion highlighted. Omit Elena Vargas from assets to dodge risks. Parents' signatures crisp below. Isabella's gaze dropped. Sophia tilted her head, squinting upside down. Alex muttered. Whoa. Aunt Maria gaped. Dad bowed his head. Whisper thin. We aimed to shield the clan. The regret dripped late. Heavy. Mom tried words, but they evaporated. Isabella froze. Shielded. Aunt Maria fidgeted. Alex paused recording. I approached the table calm, stacking my plate atop theirs. Utensils aligned precise. What clan? I asked even-keeled. The one that ghosted me for years? The clinks punctuated like periods. Mom reached out. Elena. Wait. I stepped clear. Sophia bolted forward. Clinging. Aunt Lena. Stay. Her plea cracked with kid desperation. Isabella knelt, peeling her off. Let go. Sophia. She wants out. The girl resisted. Then caved. Lip quivering. Aunt Maria tugged Alex back. I patted Sophia's head soft. Be good. Yeah. She nodded. Eyes wet. Isabella whispered comforts lost in the haze. Dad slumped in his seat. Mom gripped the table white-knuckled. Aunt Maria floor-gazed. The doorknob chilled my palm. I swung it open. November gusts carried leaf scents and far-off traffic. No chase. No last bag. I hit the porch. Gravel crunching. Car waited curbside. Engine warm. Slid in. Door thudded shut. Key turned. Dash lit up empty seats, no booklets. No snapshots. Just hum and road. House dwindled in the rearview. Porch light a fading spark. Streets blurred by. Radio off. Silence thick save turn signal ticks. Memories looped, emails. Signs. $20,000 vanished. Secret will. Each cut clean. Final. Downtown Hartford loomed. Vargas Eats flagship sign neon red. Pulsing steady. Exit ramp hummed under tires. City embracing without questions. Parked in my reserved spot out back. Engine off. Sat gripping wheel. Breaths even. Evening's load settled, clarifying. Not crushing. Upstairs in the loft above the diner. Keys clattered on granite. Space minimal. Steel appliances. Lone sofa. Framed shot of the original Spots pre-rebrand. Poured filtered water. Downed half. TV remote ignored, no more screens. Marco texted, report delivered. Teams buzzing. Replied, thanks. Tomorrow. Phone face down. Window overlooked the Connecticut River. Lights dancing on dark waves. Boats rocked tide but swaying. Sleep came quick. Dreams void, no fights. No chairs. Alarm buzzed 6:30. Sun slanting through blinds. Coffee perked while I scanned plans on tablet. Ninth spot greenlit. Signatures pending. Drive to flagship, 7 minutes. Staff nodded hellos. OpenShift buzz in gear, dough needed. Ovens hot. Registers online. Office door clicked shut, day began. No regrets. No looks back. Past stayed parked under that suburban glow. Cooling fast. Intercom crackled at 7, Isabella's voice. Tight but civil. Buzzed her up. Waited in hall. She emerged from elevator. Heels echoing. Flat box in arms, warm dough scent leading. Led her in wordless. Loft perched high. Windows framing river twinkles like stars. She plunked the box on island. Lit up with flair. Isabella's signature bake. Cheese strings pulled long. Toppings glistening. Cut to chase. You've got 8 diners. I've got 800K followers. Team up for Vargas Sisters specials, I hype. You cook. Even split. Pitch polished. Eyes gleaming like her old sponsorship wins. Slice cooled in her grip. Poured waters. Slid one over. Don't need family branding to move meals. Words landed blunt. She set slice down. Cheese snapping. Water under the bridge. This is gold. Voice softened. Edging plea. Laptop open to sales dash, graphs climbing steady. Your gold dried up with that unpaid 20K. Some lingered. Lighter than old debts, but memory heavier. She eyed screen. Averted. Closed lid soft. I was grinding. You get it. Gestured to window. City aglow. Build joint now. Wind rattled panes. Distance reminder. Sipped water. Glass clicked down. She pushed. Imagine the buzz, virals. Drops. Merch. Phone silent beside box. Leaned on counter. My buzz is solid. Folks come for eats. Not drama. Slice edges hardened. She balanced box. Pivoted. Walked door. Held open. Keep the bake if you want. Not craving collabs. Hesitated. Left box on entry. Hall empty. Elevator pinged harsh light. You'll rue this, low-voiced. Doors narrowed. Rue's not served here. Reply slipped through gap. Hum descended. Ting echoing. Door locked. Back to island. Box label up. Hoisted. Trashed with thud. Lid popped. Strings broke. Bagged. Door side for pickup. Window again, river black. Endless. Freighter crawled horizon. Lights firm. Laptop pinged sales highs. Closed. Lights dimmed. Fresh pour. Quiet settled. Ship horn faint. Dawn reports. Stock levels. Shifts. Print ads budgeted, no influencers. Approved all. Saved. Shut down. Box forgotten by trash haul rumble. Weeks meshed, Hartford dawns. Ovens at 5. Dough rose perfect. Lines pre-open. Regulars named. No family nods. No shares. No ties. Vargas sisters fizzled. Isabella's posts pivoted, less kin tags. More solo. Comments guessed, replies vague. My spots swelled organic. Word of mouth trumping algorithms. Loft unchanged, spare. Mine. One night. Intercom buzzed stranger. Ignored thrice. Security nixed entry. Climb continued, floor by floor. Sale by sale. Phone blew up mid-morning rush. Isabella's midnight story teased Diner Divas podcast. Apron-clad. Claiming she guided her struggling sib to chain success. Views rocketed. Praise flowed. By afternoon. Backlash brewed. Ex-staffer, one of 60 I retained 5 years back, dropped screenshots in Hartford Eats Facebook group. 5K strong. 2018 email first. Isabella's drain. No invest. We'll pick next. Exclusion bold. Caption. Mentorship myth busted. Group erupted. Shares spread towns over. Diner deceit trended CT top. 12 hours locked. Local news bit. Blurred docs. No names. Comments swung disappointed to furious. Fans fled en masse. Grande Dairy emailed Isabella. Values clash, 6-figure deal acts now. Attachment sealed. No recourse. Reply ignored. Sunday, National Diner Expo yanked her spot. Integrity first, message read. Press echoed. Monday, 3 brands bailed kitchen gear. App. Local farm. Risks cited. Campaigns killed midstream. Losses topped 6 figs weekly. Followers dipped first time. Analytics read. Marco forwarded trends over lunch frenzy. FYI. Scanned. Tab closed. Back to stock. Oven steady. Orders nonstop. No comment from me. Isabella's stories spun apologies. Transparency vows. Likes tanked. Pod stalled. Sponsors vanished. Manager drowned in calls. Drive time radio dissected. Callers. Connected to Vargas Eats. No me mentions. Just timelines. Counter queries. Know her. Smiled. Changed. Next. Evening tallies upticked curious crowds. Staff smooth. Dough extra. Flagship shut record high. Crew low-key cheers. Isabella's final story. Tired face. Reflecting break. Account private hours later. Comments off. Flood halted. Papers followed up. Headlines faded. New buzz took over. My routine held. Meats. Tastes. Ninth projections. Riverview constant. Waves rhythmic. Staff buzzed breaks. But my door stayed query-free. Loyalty years earned beat whispers. Payroll seamless. Bonuses profit tied. Chain filled her void thriving. One supplier name-dropped her. Probing drama impact. Separate ops. Deals solid. End of chat. Trucks on I'm. Quality steady. Weeks on. Hashtag archived. Posts slowed. Isabella's glow dimmed, tags rare. No deals. Pod feed frozen. Last EP half-baked. Vargas grew quiet, signs ordered. Permits in. Events sans influencers. Patrons for food. Lingered for vibe. Tail footnoted. Pies fresh. Monday 9 a.m. security ping. Dad in lobby. Frayed coat. Hands shaky on paper bag. Watched from conference overlooking river. Buzzed up. Elevator rose mute. Doors parted. He entered solo. Eyes sweeping, concrete shine. Branded walls. Staff purposeful. Seated behind glass table. Sit. He lowered slow. Bag lap-held. I needed your flop, cracked voice. To justify us. Wrong now. Confession floated in AC chill. Leaned in. Now you see. Finger hit button. Door slid. Security entered wordless. Dad rose. Bag untouched. Trailed out. Elevator down. Lobby cam. Out to traffic. Wednesday mail. Small envelope. Sophia's scrawl. Reception waiting. Office carried. Slid open. Crayon pizza heart. Aunt Elena sundae? Made for you. Folded. Drawer tucked with contracts. Locked. No send back. Expansion surged. 15 spots statewide. Revenue 80% up yearly. Women in Kitchen Fund launched low-key. 50 gals 18 to 25 in Hartford cooking classes. Fees paid. Gear given. Mentors matched. First grads spring. Aprons crisp. Certs framed. Sunday spread minus me. Table usual. But my chair wall pushed. Forgotten. Mom plated extra habit. Then yanked. Isabella scrolled mute. Sophia door glanced. Gifts anonymous. Cash in Sophia's pack. Toy kitchen's porch dropped. No sender. Family took sans query. I locked flagship solo that eve. Last patron 9 p.m. Lights amber. Lone burger warmer. Basic. Sliced 8 even. Booth by window, streets wet reflect. City hush post rush. Bite 1, comfort pull. 8 slow. No fork. Bike locked outside. Rider by wave. River beyond. Ships floodlit loading. Tablet reports, solid. 9th groundbreaking soon. Dad's visit fragments, shakes. Bag. Descent. Sophia's note locked. Hearts bright. Chair dust gathered. Plate forever unset. Donations flowed. Tyler tuition. Aunt Maria meds via foundation. No touch. No claim. Scholar notes stacked. One food truck dream. Another Momdo lesson. Stories spurred fall apps. Vargas more than brand rooted futures. Final bite, bun oiled. Booth wide. No chair need. City hummed glass through. Alive neutral. Out was authentic life, to empty. Them face mirrors. Words settled. Doe-like. Rise ready. Isabella's sway gone. Accounts dead. Deals dust. Pod buried. Mom crafted seniors. Hands critique-free. Dad gardened. Tomatoes watchful. Sophia taller. Queries hushed. Family reshaped void. Vargas merit thrived. Patrons consistent. Staff stable. Community open. Chair boundary eternal. Gifts one way. Support stringless. Give expectation free. Lesson months crystallized. Shut out spawns alone. But self builds realms. Sideline comfort mirrors eventual. Rise despite legacy's shape. Isabella learned fate crumbles. Mom grasped grip loss. Dad faced love costs.